Good morning, students, and welcome to another online physical science class of St. Michael's Academy. Today, I am going to revise Ohm's law, heating effect of Joule's law, and Oersted experiment from current electricity. So, it's going to be a very interesting slide. Let's start, student. Ohm's law is a law that states that voltage across a resistor is directly proportional to the current flowing through the resistance. Ohm's law is named for German physicist George Ohm, 1789 to 1854. A simple formula, Ohm's law, is used to show the relationship of current, voltage, and resistance. Now, what is Ohm's law? Ohm's law states that if temperature and other physical conditions remaining constant, the current flowing through a conductor is directly proportional to the potential difference between its ends. That means if V be the potential difference between the ends of a conductor and I be the current flowing through it, then according to Ohm's law, V varies as I, or V is equal to R into I. The constant of proportionality R is called the resistance of the conductor. So we can write I is equal to V by R. Now see this diagram. Ohm's law is equal to I is equal to V by R. That means current is equal to volt by resistance. The current in a circuit is equal to the volt divided by the resistance of the circuit. So this is actually Ohm's law. Now see this diagram. According to I is equal to V by R. I is equal to V by R. That means here it has been shown R and V. If V will increase, R decreases, and when R increases, V decreases. That means they are inversely proportional. Now see this diagram. This is the experiment of Ohm's law. When resistance is increasing, that time voltage is decreasing. Again, when resistance is decreasing, that time voltage is increasing. You can see, you can take the reading from here. See, first, see this first one. See, ohms, resistance. This ohm and voltage is becoming 36 volt, and this is I. This is measurement of I or current. That's why milliampere, in milliampere unit we are measuring. And again opposite happened when voltage is 220 volt. That time resistance was that decreasing. And decreased resistance has been found. Next, heating effect of Joule. Joule heating describes the process where the energy of an electric current is converted into heat as it flows through a resistance. The heat is generated on the microscale when the conduction electrons transfer energy to the conductor's atoms by way of collisions. You know heating effect of Joule. You know from Joule's law or combined Joule's law, you know. That is H heat is equal to 1 by 4.2 into I square RT, where I is equal to current, R is equal to resistance, and T is equal to small t is equal to time. Now 1 by 4.2 means actually 1 by J. 4.2 is the value of J, because the proportionality constant K is equal to 1 by J over here, and J is equal to 4.2 joule per calorie, the mechanical equivalent of heat. So J is called mechanical equivalent of heat. That means J is the work which is converted from H. Okay, now see this diagram. The falling weights rotate the spindle and thereby change the water content in this calorimeter. This is a calorimeter. As a result, mechanical work was converted into heat and the temperature of the water increased. See, this spindle is rotating. That means this is due to heat energy or heating effect of Joule. Now see, these two. This is one piston, this is another piston. See, height is decreasing. That means work has been done. That means H completely converted into J. See, one thermometer has also been inserted over here in the calorimeter, because this thermometer will measure the temperature of the calorimeter. The principle of heating effect of electric current is applied in the devices used in our daily life, such as electric bulb, electric heater, electric iron, etc. Here we are first discussing about electric heater. An electric heater is an electrical device that converts an electric current into heat. So what is the mechanism of electric heater? In an electric heater, there is a fire plate having spiral grooves in it. A spiral of high resistance nichrome wire is placed in these grooves. The spiral wire is called heating element. Now, what is this nichrome wire? Nichrome is an alloy of iron, nickel and chromium. That means it is an alloy of Fe, Ni and Cr. It is used as a heating element in a heater because its resistance is very high and so large amount of heat is produced. It is not oxidized easily in air, and its melting point being very high, the wire doesn't melt away at the high temperature of the heater. Generally, nowadays or in our daily life, we used to see microwave, where electric heater mechanism is basically used. You can see this microwave where a wave is passing actually, and there also that as same as electric heater mechanism is generally has been applied within a microwave. Now next, another daily life example is mixie or mixture. You can tell. Here also same mechanism of electric heater has been applied. Now here is another example of heating effect of Joule, that is electric iron. The basic principle on which the electric iron works is that when a current is passed through a piece of wire, the wire heats up. This heat is distributed to the sole plate of the electric iron through conduction, or else through conduction process of heat. You can see, actually in your daily life, obviously you use this. So this is the diagram of an electric iron. Now the last one but not the least is Oersted experiment. Oersted's famous experiment showing that electrically and magnetism are linked. Electrically and magnetism are linked took place during a lecture on April 21, 1820, when Oersted was 42 years old. In the experiment, he passed electric current through a wire, which caused a nearby magnetic compass needle to move. You can see this. This is a magnetic compass needle, and this red color is wire, electric wire. You see, when it is placing over this, that particular magnetic needle is showing a particular direction. You see, it is showing. That means a magnetic field around this wire has been produced. And when you are taking off this wire from this magnetic needle, the deflection is not going on. So this is actually Orsted's experiment. And this black color portion is battery. This is a dry cell battery. You remember that in current electricity chapter only, yeah, you have studied this, like battery of a torch, you can say, or and this is not lithium battery, so I am not taking the example of mobile, but this is actually torch battery, or in car also generally dry cell battery has been used generally. So this type of small battery is used over here. Thank you, students. For any doubts or queries, please email me at shudeshna1.sma@outlook.com. We also welcome your responses by way of your views and feedback on the PPTs or videos at feedback.stmichaelsacademy@gmail.com. So thank you, students, and have a nice day.